Hello everybody, I welcome all of you to my channel Learning with Faraz. As we are continuing our Android series, this is going to be the next part in that. And I know in our previous video we have made our UI but it was not up to the mark, right? So in this video we are going to do two main things. Number one, we are going to arrange our UI in the proper sense. Number two, we are going to write the backend code to make it working. I hope you understood what are the things that we are going to cover in this video, and believe me, you are going to learn so many things from this video, especially the coding part. So this is Faraz. You're watching Learning with Faraz. Let's roll on to the Android development course. In Android, we have a lot of layouts. There is a term called as layout, which meant for the arrangement, which meant for arrangement, the way we want to arrange our elements into the display, into the layout. So there are so many types of layout, but in this video, I am going to talk about that we are going to use in this video. There will be a separate video on layouts itself, that will be the detailed one. There you can understand layouts in detail, but for now, for time being, we are going to learn the layout that we are going to use in this project. The name of the layout is linear layout. Now what is the work of this layout? What is the work? How does this linear layout work? For example, if you want to arrange the elements either vertically or horizontally in one line, if you want to arrange the components, then you are going to go with linear layout. Okay, but you might ask, there will be a doubt that might get in your mind, that how we can give it the instruction that it should be vertical or horizontal. That's where we are going to learn. That's with the help of that question we're going to move forward. By answering that question, we are going to move forward. Now remember this thing, there is an Android property that is called as orientation. In that orientation part, you can mention vertical, or if you want horizontal, you can mention horizontal. So we have understood one property, that is orientation. In that, by the help of that property, we are going to tell our linear layout that please linear layout arrange our element vertically or arrange them horizontally. So that is what an Android orientation property is. Syntax Android : orientation. For now I want vertical, I will keep it as vertical. I hope you understood that thing. Now let us move forward to more properties. Okay, there is one very important property that you have to understand for preparing a better UI, for designing your UI properly, in fact. And what is that property? There are those two properties that you have to be careful of. Number one is layout width, number two is layout height. Let me talk about one, the other you will understand by yourself. Let me talk about layout width. Now this layout width property can have three kinds of values. It can have three types of values. Number one, match parent. Number two, wrap content. Number three, a static number. So it can have these three properties. Let us understand them one by one. Out of these three, for now I am going to explain you the top two. In the layouts concept, I am going to explain the DP part. For now, it is going to make the video very longer. So let us move forward. When I write match parent, what it's going to do is, it is going to look for the parent element that is having. It is going to search for the parent element, and the width of the parent element, it is going to inherit that thing. Now that might sound confusing. Let me remove your confusion by giving an example. Assume that I have linear layout. Inside that I have an element spinner. Now this spinner is the child of linear layout. If in the spinner I am writing layout width equal to match parent, that means whatever the width of the linear layout is, that should be the width of the spinner. Alright, one genuine question that we'll get. If child, is it compulsory that only childs will have this property? No, even parent can have. For example, in the same example, if I am mentioning in the linear layout that Android layout width must be match parent, then it's gonna take the entire screen size. The entire screen will have the linear layout itself. I hope you are getting that. The linear layout will occupy the entire screen of your Android. Alright, I think you understood that. That is clear enough. Let us move on to the next one, that is wrap content. It is very self-explanatory. For example, if in my spinner I am giving the content, for example, if I am giving a very long name, that according to the content it is going to expand itself in the width. Since you're talking about width, it's going to increase in width. I hope you understood these two things, match parent and wrap content. Now let us try to understand this. The same applies for the height as well. If you understood width, you will understand height by yourself. And these are very important properties that we will use in our UI as I take you to the coding screen as we move forward. Let us move forward. I told you we are using a spinner, right? So how will I know what value, what city the user has selected, right? That is a genuine question. To answer that question, to understand that thing, there is an Android property that you have to understand, that is called as an ID property. Android ID, because of this property, we can get the reference of a particular element from the layout. For example, if I have a text box and I want to get the input value that user is giving, then I can use this ID property. That is a very important property, as I told you in my previous video. Now let us understand the syntax of this property. You will write Android colon ID equal to double quotations on, write down at the rate, write down plus, write down ID, then forward slash. Here you can give any name of your choice for spinner. For example, I am giving SPIN, close it. Now this SPIN word can be used in our backend in the Java to retrieve the value from the spinner. I hope that is clear. In short, ID is helpful to get the reference, to get the value from an input, whether it be a spinner, whether it be a text box or anything. I hope you are getting that point. There is one more property that you have to understand. As I told you, we also have a button, right? When I click on the button, I should do something, right? So when I click on the button, there should be some action going on. So to make that action occur, we have to use another Android property for the button, that is called as onClick property. Whenever I'll click on the button, this onClick property is going to call a function. The function will do its work and give us the result back. So what is the syntax of this property? We will write Android colon onClick with C capital is equal to, you will write equal to sign, you will write the name of the method that you want to call in your backend. In your backend there will be a function that you will write. The name of the function you have to give it here. I hope that is getting clear, and it will be more clear when I will take you to the coding part. Just have the look of the things that are happening. Just try to understand how things are happening. That is very important. Now let me take you to the backend part. Let us start the backend part. I hope you understood the front end part. Our front end is going to look very good. It's like very simple and very good. No worries about it. Okay. Let us go back to the backend part. Let us start the backend part. Before I start the backend part, I request you to follow the sequence that I am showing. If you are a complete beginner, follow the steps that I am giving. It will help you in understanding everything. Okay. What is the first thing we're gonna do in the backend? The first thing is I'm gonna get the reference of the spinner. Why I am taking the reference of the spinner? Because I want to know which city the user has chosen. That is why I will get the reference of the spinner. That is my first step. Okay. Now after that first step, whatever the value is given, whatever the reference value we get, that will be not in a proper format. Okay, we want that value to, we want to convert that value from other format to spinner format. See, what happens is it is going to return the reference of the spinner. We got the reference, it's okay. We want to convert that reference to spinner again. In the second step, if we're gonna do typecasting. Okay, third step, we are going to retrieve, we are going to take the value from the spinner. We will finally be able to take the value from the spinner. Fourth step, we are going to pass this value to a function. Okay. Fifth step, that function is going to return a list of element. The function is going to return the list of elements, the list of restaurants that are there in that particular city. Now once the method returns the list of elements, I have to format it again. I will format the list into a proper format, then I will display it. To display, I have a text view. I will get the reference of the text view, then I will set the text on the text view. So referencing is very important to retrieve the value, to set the value. Take the value from the spinner, on clicking the button, display it on the text view. So this was the overall overview of what we are going to do in our backend. These are the steps. Please make a note of it. When I'll do the coding part, you will understand every single thing. I'll give you the surety of that part. Also, please have some basic knowledge of Java, such that I don't have to explain Java from scratch itself. Okay, if you have the basic knowledge of Java, that it will be good. Even if you don't have, it's perfect, no problem. It's just a prerequisite thing that I am telling you. Okay, so let's follow these steps. On to the screen. Let's go to the screen and follow this step and make our app finally working. Guys, hi guys, I have removed everything from here for your understanding, so that you can understand it in a better way. Now you can see I have taken a linear layout element. Now I will write the property inside it. So what is the first property I told you? We want orientation. Okay, orientation. How we want the let me check if it is recording. Yeah, it is. How do I want the orientation? I want the orientation as vertical. Okay, now next, Android, let's say layout width. So let's say we will write it as a match parent. That means it is going to take entire screen. Android layout height. Again I'm gonna write match parent. The entire height is going to be taken up. You can also write a number here. I'll show you. I have taken the split part here. Let me just do this. Okay, now write 20 dp. Can you see the height is reduced? If you write 250, it is increased. Understood? When I write match parent, it's gonna take the entire screen. You can see one second, you can see the entire part is now the blue bordered. The blue bordered is the part of our layout. Let us give some 150 dp. Okay, if you increase it to 158, it's gonna increase. I hope you're understanding these match parent and match parent thing. Wrap content I'm gonna show you in a short while. Now what do we want? We want first a spinner, right? So I'll write a spinner here and I'm gonna close it like this. Now here I'm gonna write the properties of the spinner. Android ID, let me take the ID equal to double quotations @ plus ID /. Let me give any name that I'm gonna use in the future. I'm gonna name it as spin. Okay, alright. Next thing, Android layout height. I'm gonna match it to parent, so I'll get the height. Okay, let's not match it to parent. Let's not not match it to parent. Let's write wrap content. Okay, so I mean, can you see if I do match parents, it's taking the height of the layout, entire layout, right? You can see here, this is the spinner. Okay, so please avoid taking match parent here. So you have to understand the difference between them. So I'm writing wrap content. One second, I'm gonna write wrap content here. Alright, Android layout. Next, I'm gonna give width. Let me give the width as the match parent. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be good. Now let's move forward. Let's write entries. I told you we have array cities, so I got the entry. What's the issue? I don't think so any issue is there. Yeah, this is good. Any other thing? Yeah, one more thing. We want to keep this spinner in the center, so there is one more property called as layout gravity. So I'm gonna use that. Android layout gravity center. Okay, so it's gonna center our component. See, since it doesn't actually matter, but I'm aligning all of them in the center. Okay, any other property that I'm left with? I think I'm mostly done with the properties. Let's do margin part. Margin means, can you see there is no gap here? Let me add some gap from the top. So I'll do Android margin. You can do margin top as well, but I'm gonna do margin from all the side. So let's give margin of 16 dp. Okay, have you observed how it came down? 1 second, let me give 16 dp. So my spinner is perfectly ready. Let's go for the button part. Let me just code the button part. This is my button. So what are properties I want? I think mostly the same properties, so I'll copy all of them, but don't worry, I'll change them. I'm just copying them so that I can just save the time. So let me give this as but, and height of the button will be wrap content, and this is gonna be match. No, the width should not be match parent, so I'm gonna give some 16, 60, 160. Yeah, 160 is good. Okay, so it doesn't have any entries. Instead of entries, okay, you have to mention dp as well. And do not worry, as we move forward in the layouts video, you can understand what is that dp. Okay, it's a measurement, it's a measuring unit. Okay, so I'm gonna give text. 1 second, 1 second. I'm gonna give text equal suggest. Okay, we will use our string, right? We will use our property, yeah, string, not the app name. We gave some text for button text, I think. Yeah, so we got suggest here, center. Yeah, everything is good, it's good to go. Now let's copy this again. Let's go for the text view. The idea of the text view will be text v. Okay, all right. So text view is going to have no text, right? Because you have to give the text dynamically, so it doesn't have any text for now. Yeah, this is our UI and it is perfectly ready, and I hope you understood everything that I've shown you. Let me run and show you the demo part. Let's have some patience. Launching activity, launch succeeded. Come on, show up. Yes, come on, go for it. 3, 2, 1, and yeah, oh god, I think we got it right. This is perfect. The drop down the button, and we have a text view here. The reason we are unable to see it because we don't have any text. Simple enough, right? So let me just minimize this part and let us start the backend part. That is the most important thing. Let us come back to the backend part. So as I told you, I have given you the steps. I'm going to follow all the steps one by one here, and I want you to follow me on this thing. Okay, as I told you, we are going to get the reference of the spinner first. Okay, one thing I forgot is, my bad, I forgot the on click for button. It's my bad, I'm really sorry for that. On click, let me give the button as find rest. Okay, so when I'll click this button, this method, this function is going to be called from this main activity. So let me just create the function public void find rest, also view. Now it might confuse you, and also remember this thing, that the syntax of the on click method should be same. You can just change this name, all the three things must be same. What is this view? View is the parent of all the components that we have. Okay, so for now try and understand this. Also please click on this elements, so that we have to add more elements as we move forward. Let me just create the spinner as equal to we will get the now we are going to get the reference of the spinner by using, yeah, see, can you see this? This is very good. It says it doesn't know what is a spinner, so you have to use an import statement. Import android dot widget dot spinner. So if you write here, you'll get the spinner part. Okay, you have to import the things that you're using. We will use that as well. See, again you have to put that import statement there. In order to get the reference, we will use a method called as find view by id. In that you will write r dot id dot this part will remain same for every reference you are taking. The part that I'm gonna write here after this after this dot is going to change. Now what is this dot? So let us go to the XML file and check the ID of the spinner. I gave here spin, so let me write here dot spin. Yes, I finally got the reference of the spinner. To typecasting by using a simple method spinner like this, so it's gonna get converted to spinner type again. Alright, so by this we got the current value of the spinner. Whatever the city the user is user have selected, that current value we got now. Okay, I hope you understood that. Now let us take this value and convert it to into a string res equal, let's do string dot value of, so it's gonna convert whatever we give the value inside this to a string. So we want to give s dot get selected item. Alright, so this is gonna return the selected item from the spinner, and we are converting it to a string and assigning to the res. For example, if you have selected Hyderabad as your current city, then this Hyderabad is in the variable called as res. Alright, it is like that. Okay, res equal to Hyderabad. It is like that now. Okay, so let's follow the next step. I'm going to pass this res. Okay, let me be more readable. Let me just write it as a city. It will be better, right? So it will be like let me change it to city. Yeah, later on we will write res. It will be like this, and this will become city equal Hyderabad. So let us pass this city to a method that is going to give us the list of restaurants. Okay, so you can give it any name. So let me give suggest restaurants, and in that I'm gonna pass city. Alright, you can see red lines here. We're gonna convert it to we're gonna fix this error as I move forward, so do not worry about it, because we have not created this method. That's why it is giving that error. Okay, so let's create this method. Let us create this method first. So from starting I want you to have good programming practices. So for this method I'll create in another class. So I'll create another class for this method. So in order to create a new class, you will click on this, you right click on new and click on Java class. You can name it as anything. So let me call restaurants. So you got your class ready here. Now in this you will write your code. Okay, now in this let us write our method. Public, this is gonna be a list of string. What name we gave, come back here and copy this name. Let me just paste it, and we are passing it the value string. Right, now why do I write string here? Please see one problem. One second, I am giving string here. Please observe this. The parameter that we are passing to it is a string itself, right? So that's why I'm giving string here. Alright, and also it says list not found, so we have to import that java.util.list. I think that problem is fixed. Any other problem? Yeah, it should have a return statement, it says. So let's write our debugging code. Now what's the code? The code is, we are going to check what is the value of the restaurants. Since we have to return a list back to the text view, we are going to create a list variable first, another list variable which will have the list of restaurants. So new array list. So let me just create an array list. You can also create a list, but I am going for array list. Now let's do this part of creating a part where we will check which restaurant it is. Okay, well, if conditions here, if rest dot equals let's say Hyderabad. Okay, let's say it is Hyderabad. Now if it is Hyderabad, let's add certain things to the list. List dot add restaurant name is Imperial. Let me add list dot add paradise. Okay, again, else if rest dot equals of Pune. I don't know what are the restaurants in Pune, so I'll just write XYZ. Alright, if you give any other, let's add I don't know, just for testing purpose. Okay, now let's save this. Okay, I think you understood this part. Let me create restaurants object, restaurants obj equal to new restaurant, right? So I got the object here. Now I'll try to access the method of that object. So if I write obj dot, you will get suggest restaurants method. Here I'm gonna pass city. Alright, I think you understood this part now, how I did everything there. Okay, so now once I get this, you know, this is the list, right? It's returning me the list, so obviously I'll create a list here, list of string, and I'll write good rest equal this. Again, I don't have list here. I'm gonna import in java.util.list. Alright, I hope that is getting clear to you. Now once I get now finally I got the restaurants. I got the restaurant, so I have to just change the text view. But wait a minute, I told you we can't just change this, we have to format the string list that we got here, right? So we're gonna format it using string builder. Now I'm gonna write string builder sb equal new string builder. Now I got a string builder object, so I'm gonna format my string into this sb object, and I'm gonna display this sb object. How to format the string? Simple logic. You will write string any variable name x in good rest. So you wrote this, then you will take the string builder dot append. So in this, what you want to add, you want to add these elements from the list. So mention this here. Also you want next line for every element, so also append next line for the elements, right? So we got our perfect format string. Last part, we have to display this in our text view, right? How do we do this? First get the reference of the text view, then display it. How to get the reference? Text view t is equal to find view by id capital R dot id dot. For text view we gave text v. I'll mention that here. Okay, 1 second. So for text view I gave text v. I'll mention that here. Again we have to do the typecasting part. Again I'll open a bracket here and write text view. Alright, I'm done with the typecasting part. Now there is a property in text view which is called as set text. Okay, for set text we're gonna do the set text part as dot set text. Now what do you want to give it as, what do you want to display as the text? Obviously the sb, the formatted string of restaurants that we got. So I'll write sb here. I think that is, again it's asking what is view, so let me just import view, import android dot view dot view. Alright, and 1 second, and we have our app ready. Let me rebuild this app with changes. Okay, let me run it again. Yeah, now the build is successful. If I select now let us okay, the rebuild is done successfully, I believe. So let us click on this, and you think I hope you got it. Imperial Paradise, we're getting 2 times. Let's go for Pune. I don't know, I got once. And Bangalore, I don't know. For Pune, I think, yeah, because I gave here in this. Okay, some small issues, no worries. Let me run it again. Build successful. If I gave Hyderabad, I got Imperial and Paradise. There is some issue, it's caving twice. No worries, I'm gonna fix it. If I click Pune, I get XYZ. If I click any other, it says I don't know. Let's fix this one. Why we are getting double time this? So let us go back to this activity. I think we made an error here. Okay guys, there is a small issue because good rest is already there, so it's gonna take one by one value of the good rest and store it here in the X. So we have to give X here. So that was a very small mistake that we did. So let us rebuild it again, and I think that is gonna fix our bug. Okay, yes, I got it. Imperial and Paradise. I have Pune, I got XYZ. If I select any other like Mumbai, I don't know. So this app is working perfectly. You can play around with it. You can write your own things. If you want, I'll give this entire code in the description part, but I always suggest you to please understand the code first, then only try writing yourself. Don't just copy paste the code that I gave you. Okay, thank you for watching this video. This is Faraz. Stay tuned with me.